Hello everyone, I'm Mira and you're with Passion for Travels. For those of you who doesn't know me, I have been living the nomadic life for the last 2-3 years, and today I wanted to share my secrets with you. There's so many things that I need to talk about and I want to share with you, and I just don't know where to start. So if you have any questions, if you want me to talk something more on a particular topic, please leave me a comment below and I would make sure to come back to you or make another video on the same topic. So the first I want to talk about is accommodation. The one website that I found really useful, not only for finding free accommodation but meeting amazing people, it's Mind My House. It's a US based website and it's about $20 a year annual fee just to register and to be able to access all this data. And what it is, it's a website that links people that travel. So for example, if you live in New York City and you have a dog or a cat and you want to take 2 or 3 weeks vacation, you don't want to leave your animal, your beloved animal, to like a kennel and paying for someone to look after your dog or a cat for such a long time. It will be a fortune. So what they do, they let someone like me who loves traveling into their house to take care of the dogs, and it's amazing. Thanks to Mind My House, I was able to visit Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, stay just 10 minutes off the beach looking after this cute cat. I was able to spend almost a month in Washington, D.C., 20 minutes walking distance from the White House in amazing 2-floor condo, looking after a fairly older cat. I've also spent a little bit over 3 months in the Bay Area looking after some such a cute fur balls. And the most amazing, I've stayed a few weeks in Lower East Manhattan, absolutely rent-free, looking after 2 dogs and a cat. The second website I'm using is Workaway. It's a British-based company that expands absolutely international. Wherever you think they're there. They're about £20 a year. That gives you the access. That's for the single workaway, and you need to be really careful because they do check every single email. I was traveling with a friend once and I sent email saying that it's 2 of us, and right away within 5 minutes I got like a warning email from Workaway telling me that that's if I want to travel as a couple or like as a friend, wherever 2 people, I need to update my website, my membership. So be careful with that. But if you're a single person, you can link. If someone else travel with you and they also have like a Workaway account, you can link them. But if they don't, you definitely need a couple account. It's a great opportunity if you want to volunteer, if you want to change someone's life, and it's have a lot more opportunity because it's not only taking care of animals. If you want to try something new, being like a tour guy or work with agriculture or taking care of kids, you can do that by just searching on Workaway. Through Workaway, I've spent almost 4 months in Cancun, Mexico, looking after 2 cute girls while I was learning Spanish, teaching them English, and completing my diving course. I spent some decent time in Indonesia teaching local kids English, working at the reception desk, or even established environmental friendly project of cleaning the beach with local kids. It's a fairly new website called Nomad. They're more expensive. They're about $35 per quarter, or I think it was about $89 for the whole entire year. But what is good about them, I haven't used them by the way yet, and I'm planning to do because what's good about them, you have 3 free, the first 3 stays are free. And they also have like stopovers. So for example, pet sitters that they're not sure if you want to leave their animals with a stranger, before they do that, they submit for the stopover, and you can do a night or 2 while the owners are there, and that doesn't require that you admit to another pet sitter in the future. If you like each other, if you're in the area, you can do it, but it's not necessarily. So it's kind of like couch surfing, if you heard of couch surfing, but more like for pet lovers. So I'm not a big fan of couch surfing because I found it a little bit creepy in some areas, but it's a great opportunity to meet locals if you want to just to go for a coffee with someone. So I've done some couch surfing meetups, but I have never stayed with a couch surfing host. Another thing about couch surfing is that you can find a share ride, and even people that live in the nomadic life, like a van life, they quite often post their direction, and you can just take a ride with them, and they might even let you sleep in their van or lend you your tent or wherever it is. The second most expensive thing after accommodation is transportation, and mainly airfares. So my recommendation is to use local airlines rather than international, and check all available options. So very recently I flew for the first time with Xianmen Airlines, which I was a little bit nervous because I haven't heard of them, and the price looked rather crazy. So I flew from Los Angeles to Jakarta, Indonesia, round trip for $450. And to me that somehow sounded like really extreme. But it was true, the airline was really good, very comfortable. What is great about them, that they do make a stop over in China. But if your flight is longer than 12 hours, they provide you with free accommodation and free breakfast. And if it's lower, higher than 6 hours, or no, between 6 and 12 hours, they give you access to the lounge, or they even provide you with a free tour of the city. So using local airlines, I agree that could be risky sometimes, but most of the time, so my belief is if local people use it, that's definitely sure enough, it's good enough for me to use it. But another thing, great tip, it's when you leave on the road, you don't need to be in a specific place in a specific day. So you have a lot more freedom. And especially in the US, it's very common for the flights to be oversold. And that's, in many cases, that gives me another free ticket to use in a future flight. And sure, I have to spend a few more hours in the airport, but I don't need to be anywhere else. So my tips for that is, I always choose, if I fly from east to west or west to east or wherever, I always choose the red eye flies. Why? Because they give you more money for it, and most common, there's less people that want to change their flight, give up their own seat, because no one's want to sleep on the airport. But I carry my sleeping bag with me all the time, and it's fine. Most airports has Wi-Fi, so I can just work from there, or edit some videos, or just talk with friends, or make new ones. So every time I go to the airport, first thing I do, I go to the check desk and ask them if the flight is oversold, and if so, I put my name down. I put my average price, what I would like to get from my seat. And so that's give you the freedom to be the first person, in case if the flight is oversold, they'll come and ask you instead of looking for someone else. Another thing to consider is that a lot of countries, they have a local discounts that you won't be able to see online. And if you're nice to someone, if you just go to the desk and ask them for help, in a very positive way, most definitely, if they do have a discount, if they do have a way to give you free tickets or a free meal or anything for free, they will. So in my travel, I use all kind of all kind of transportation, even though some of them looked a little bit dangerous at first. I realized that they must know what they're doing. it's not most definitely it's not the first time they do. And local people, if they don't, when they see a foreigner, if they don't feel comfortable doing something in particular, they won't do it, because they know they're going to get in a lot more trouble to do it with a foreigner than to do it with a local. Sometimes I found free accommodation, sometimes I found free transportation, but how I really make money for food and for activities and all other things. So for the last 2 years, my major income, my biggest income, it's been from working on projects through Workaway. So Workaway, it's a great platform for freelancer. It's free to register. Their commissions are a little bit high, but they give you a massive amount of freelancer jobs that you can pick up. You can pick from, they start from professional web developer to someone to just like book flights and accommodation for you. And I work on some amazing projects from a lot of places around the world. They're great because they give you the freedom of choosing which hours you want to work. A lot of the jobs are required to be on Eastern time or Pacific time, or a specific time of the day that you have to be there. And that's mainly if you choose like customer service job. But if you choose what I'm doing, which is marketing and sales strategy, doing research for them, like lead generation and all that stuff, pretty much I can do it even during the night, or I can do it in my lunch break from the sun, or whenever I want to do it. And it's been absolutely amazing. There's another great website for like if you're a content writer. That's the Lista Club. It's been one of my really, I would have said favorite, because I haven't used any others. But what I love about Lista Club is that they're not only paying you to publish your article, but they also keep your name on and then link it to your website, which is great because, let's face it, what's better than getting paid for accumulating more views to your website? And anything like really like any other job that you're comfortable doing, be working at the bar, like giving flyers away, working on it when it's not like an English speaking country, if you want to work as a tour guide, or just like attract people at the bar, like anything, or a hostel, like any job that you're comfortable with, it will give you some pocket money. So I mean, my advice is just go and do it. You always will find a way to get around. You always will find a way to work and make some pocket money. So if you really want it, just go and do it. Traveling, it's the only thing, in my opinion, traveling is the only thing that you buy that makes you richer. I know it's a cliche, but it's very true. Great tips to have in mind, it's mobile data. So paying roaming, it's really expensive, but it's a way to go around with. Every time when I go to a new country, the first thing I do at the airport, or most definitely like near the hotel, the accommodation where I'm staying, it's to buy a local SIM card. I have not been to a country that they don't sell a prepay SIM card with data included. So for example, my last trip when I went to Indonesia, I bought a SIM card for $3, including like 24 gigabytes of data. I couldn't even like get around my head like how cheap is that? So like as I said, like to me, whenever you travel, whenever you go to a new place, don't look at it as a foreign country. Try to live as a local. Try to go to the grocery store that locals go. Try to eat the food that they eat. Try in any cost avoid tourist destination, because they will be super expensive. Their food will be westernized. You won't experience the true like country and the true culture of the people if you stuck with other foreigners. Sometimes language barrier could be a problem, but that's the fun part. Just connecting to another human being. By being human being, I would guarantee you that you have like a great experience. So I mean, if you have like, I don't know, like I probably can spend like hours and hours like trying to motivate you to get off your couch and go and travel, but the truth is like if you don't jump, you won't know. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have, and it's just like to give you all my tips on how to travel for cheap. And honestly, like, so for the last 2 years I actually done a budget, and I was looking what I'm spending, what I'm making, and on average I've been to 5 different countries every year. And when I add free accommodation and everything, so it's still not like I was shocked myself that I spent only about $10,000 a year. And this is incredible because like I have like amazing experiences. As I said, like 5 country minimum a year, and it's just insane. No way I was actually able to save money while traveling. I saved more money than when I started traveling than when I was stuck in one place. So there's no excuses. If you want to do it, go and do it, and I'm here to help you. You're with Mira and Passion for Travel. Stay tuned.